Jared Kushner is under investigation. Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of President Trump. He is also a special advisor to President Trump. He has been overseas with the president on his first overseas tour since becoming the president back in January. Investigators are focusing, according to the Washington Post, on a series of meetings that Jared Kushner had as a part of their probe into the Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Kushner had a series of meetings in December after the election. He had a series of meetings in December with the Russian ambassador and a banker from Moscow, and is being investigated because, quote, of the extent and the nature of his interactions with the Russians, according to the Post. Kushner is the only White House official known to be considered a part of the key probe. This is the highest the actual investigation has gone. In addition, according to the Post, in addition to the coordination between the Kremlin and Trump campaign, they're also looking into Jared Kushner into possible financial crimes. So this is over and above the Russian meddling or allegations of Russian collusion. This is whether or not this has to do whether or not he has some type of financial crimes in his portfolio. Now, at the time of his meetings, as I said earlier, this was after the election. And so ordinarily, there would be nothing wrong with someone who's going to be a potential advisor to the president of the United States to engage in conversations with a Russian ambassador or anyone for that matter. The problem is that during his security clearance, he did not disclose this information. And now of course, his attorney said that this was just a minor oversight. How do you make an oversight in the midst of all of the ongoing allegations that started before the election? How do you make that mistake? If you know that the FBI, and even if they're not the FBI, you know the American people are looking at you and considering some possible collusion, how do you make the mistake? How do you make the mistake of inadvertently not reporting that you had meetings with Russians? And again, I want to be clear, this may not be necessary, but I want to make sure, because we've drug out this Russia story so much that we are getting into the realm where just saying the word Russian is considered to be an insult. I don't use it as such in any way on this show. I just use it as a means of describing their nationality. They're Russian, right? So how do you make the mistake when all of America is intruding and looking with a microscopic lens at all of your activities with regard specifically to Russia? How do you forget to disclose the fact that you had a series of meetings with Russians? Again, as I stated, Jared Kushner was on a trip with the president as he went overseas to meet in Saudi Arabia and to meet with the Pope. But he and Ivanka left early to come back to the United States. Now, we can only speculate as to why, but the timing seems to be rather serendipitous. The fact that he is now back or on his way back to the United States, just as NBC News broke the story that he is underneath investigation from the FBI. So we'll keep our eye on that story as we progress.